The afternoon sun blazed over the dusty courtyard, where tension hung heavy in the air. A man in a black suit and hat, standing tall and confident, crossed his arms and smiled faintly. He was the owner of the land, the man whose decisions had shaped the lives of everyone standing before him. A red circle around him in the image marked his power and importance. In front of him, a woman in a plain brown dress held a single sheet of paper. Her hands shook slightly, but her eyes burned with determination. Behind her, villagers in worn-out clothes stood silently, their faces a mixture of hope, fear, and exhaustion. The paper carried words that could change everything, an appeal for justice, land rights, and freedom after generations of hardship. But the man in black seemed amused, as if nothing on that paper could possibly shake his control. The large house behind them, once a symbol of wealth and dominance, stood like a silent witness to centuries of inequality. Every villager's heart pounded. Would this be the moment history turned in their favor? The woman's voice rose clear and steady, breaking years of silence, refusing to let fear crush her courage. Under the merciless sun, the woman read from the paper, her voice carrying across the barren field. The villagers behind her clenched their fists, silent but united. Their clothing was simple, their faces weathered by years of labor, but in this moment, they stood as one. The man in the black suit, his hat casting a shadow across his smirking face, looked almost entertained. For generations, his family had ruled this land. The mansion in the background, with its wide veranda and tiled roof, was a constant reminder of wealth and power towering over poverty and suffering. The paper held the villagers' plea for justice. It asked for fair wages, ownership rights, and freedom from generations of oppression. The woman's words cut through the silence like a blade, each sentence dripping with courage. The man tilted his head, his smile never fading. Would he crush their dreams with a single word, or would this be the beginning of change? The scene felt like history in motion. A lone woman stood before the man in black, her paper trembling in her hand. The villagers behind her stared at the house where countless decisions had been made, decisions that chained them to lives of struggle. The woman spoke not just for herself, but for every soul standing there. Her voice rose stronger with each word, carrying the pain of the past and the hope of a different future. The man smiled faintly, arms still folded, as though the entire affair amused him. Yet there was something in the air, something different. Perhaps he sensed the winds of change blowing across the field. The villagers waited. The woman finished reading. The silence that followed felt heavier than the sun above them. Message. No empire lasts forever. Power built on fear and silence will one day crumble before the courage of those who refuse to bow down. Change always begins with the brave. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Text to Heart for more inspiring and emotional stories.